CET. Okay, start again. Okay, 3 p.m. CET or 4 p.m. Eastern European time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our monthly pitch session here at CityBlink, while we are trying to bring together investors and founders and ecosystem builders, and have 4 exciting startups pitching today in front of our investor cohort. All of these 4 startups are currently raising on CityBlink, so you might have checked out our platform already. The agenda will be, there will be a 15-minute slot, tight one, for each of the startups and the founders to pitch their company. Usually 10 minutes pitch and 5 minutes Q&A. And then we'll go to the next one, so we can hopefully get everything done within the hour. And we will then have a 10 to 15 minutes afterwards, after this 1 hour, where the founders will leave the call, and the investors who are interested and stay might ask questions to me or my colleague Alex, who is based in our Bucharest office. We two are the deal captains on these deals. We have contents today, an AI-powered content creation. We have Brainhero, home-based neurotherapy. We have BBAChain, a layer 1 blockchain for real-world use cases, and we have Bankata, smarter personal finance. The founders are all here, and we start with contents, and the floor is yours. Massimiliano, you may also share your screen.
Thanks a lot, Ronald. Thanks for having us today. And with me today is Stefano, our sales engineer. And please, Stefano, can you share the screen? All right.
Yes. All right, so nice to meet you all. As Massi mentioned, I'm Stefano Manazzi, and I'm currently working as a sales engineer at Contents. And at the same time, I've been supporting the company in the Series B fundraising. So in July 2021, Bessemer Ventures, which is one of the leading ventures capitals in the world, predicted that the adoption of Gen AI would have been even faster than cloud and smartphones, to such an extent that by 2032, 66% of online content would have been generated with such technology. Fast forward to today, July 2025, and the most recent predictions claim that this percentage is around 50%, and therefore we're on the edge of reaching the 66 very soon. And this is one of the many reasons why we believe that Gen AI can be considered the next platform shift, referring to those technologies that have changed the life of businesses and individuals after what happened with the internet in the 90s, cloud at the beginning of the century, and then smartphones more recently. As Contents, we started working with this technology back in 2021, so before all the hype that was brought by ChatGPT and the similar chatbots such as Claude or LeChat by Mistral. And by looking at the developments that happened in the market scenario, we realized that there are still some obstacles that are hindering companies, especially the ones that belong to the enterprise segment, from fully embracing these tools and integrate within their workflows. One of the problems is represented by the fact that outputs are average and anonymous. There is a one-size-fits-all approach, and this may lead to some compliance problems, especially for the bigger companies. Managing high content volumes with the currently available platforms is pretty complex, and this is because these platforms, the Gen AI-based platform, are exclusively offering content generation, while we are focused not only on content generation, but also management and distribution. Crafting prompts, the instructions that AI has to elaborate to generate content, is no easy task at all, and there is often a misalignment between the expectations and the actual results. There are, of course, some security and privacy concerns, especially on the wake of the AI Act that will soon be adopted in the European Union. And last but not least, when it comes to working with the large language models, there is still the problem of hallucinations, wrong or incorrect information that may pop up when AI is generating content. These are just some of the problems that we've been solving with our modular platform, which is designed to support all kinds of companies throughout the whole content workflow, since we're offering tools to generate written, graphic, and audio content to fulfill the business's marketing purposes, And at the same time, we also offer a vast array of workflow features that can help companies to adopt the platform, get rid of other tools that they're already using, and managing the whole workflow in one single application. As I mentioned, the approach that we have is modular, meaning that most of the features that we offer to our companies are already developed, and some of them are represented on the right side. The real-time integration to make sure that we can generate up-to-date content, and this allows us to go beyond the limitations of large language models. The connection with company data sources, which is extremely beneficial for two reasons. First of all, because we can use existing documents that belong to the company, and this allows us to create an alternative knowledge base to make sure that when AI is generating content, the pieces of information will be picked up from this knowledge base. And the main benefit of this is the fact that there will be high reduced degree of hallucinations. At the same time, we can also combine different documents, such as the brand voice or existing pieces of content that a company has created throughout time. And this is very important to create a brand voice, shifting from a standardized content generation, which is one of the major flows that I highlighted before, to a more personalized one. We also offer SEO optimization, and now we are moving towards GEO, generative engine optimization, because many companies are switching towards this new approach that the individuals are using to search things online. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, beyond Gen AI, we're also offering features to build collaborative workflows within the platform to cover not only the generation, but also management and distribution. This is maybe a technical slide, but it shows you how the platform works. So there is usually a first phase of data collection and integration, where we can use contextual data that belong to the companies, such as the product catalog, the site architecture, or the web traffic APIs to identify the most performing pieces of content. The brand elements, which are often referred to the brand voice and the SEO guidelines. And then once this first phase is completed, which is usually the most complex one, we go on with picking the large language model. And regarding this, we are agnostic because we can integrate with anything out there. And the final result of this whole process, where of course there is also the know-how of our internal AI engineers, is the final platform with a different number of tools, the possibility also to activate the workflows and the connection with the CMS to guarantee content publication as well. As already mentioned, we are model agnostic, meaning that we integrate with all the different large language models out there. And on top of such models, we have built our proprietary tech framework, which is based on the fine-tuning, meaning personalize the models that are currently available in the landscape. The concept of content orchestration, which refers to the fact that we offer features that can help companies build their workflows within the platform. And of course, if needed, our tech framework can also be integrated through API within the existing systems of a company. This is something that, of course, we are offering to the B2B segment, where we target both small, medium businesses and the enterprise, even though, as you can see at the bottom, the revenue split is currently 80% for the enterprise and 20% for the small, medium businesses, with a yearly churn rate of around 3%. The sales cycle being 6 months, of course, for the enterprise, and the ACV $65,000. The business model based on a monthly flat fee, which is usually based on the number of user seats. And of course, this is what allows us to generate recurring revenue. About our traction, right now we generate 500,000 pieces of content per month. We have a current ARR of $8 million. We're active in 5 countries. The company is headquartered in Italy, but we also have offices around the world in Spain, France, and more recently Saudi and Qatar, since these are the new markets that we're targeting. And since the birth of Contents, we achieved $0 to $10 million in around 4 years. And this has allowed us to gain the trust of different customers that belong to very different segments, because we're essentially industry agnostic when it comes to generating marketing content. And as you can see, we're already partnering with Crédit Agricole, Sainsbury's, Dolce & Gabbana, and Radisson. About the ARR, we're expecting to close 2025 with 11 million. And by the end of 2028, we'll be reaching 23.5. So the growth will be pretty outstanding. And about the compound annual growth rate, in our first 4 years, we achieved 54% growth, which is far beyond the average of software as a service companies, while from 2024 to 2028, we're expecting 29%. About this, Massi, I'll leave the floor.
Thanks a lot, Stefano. A few words about me. I'm Massimiliano Squillace, the CEO and founder of the company. I'm in my 40s, and I've been doing this job for 20 years. I founded the company that 3 years later would be my first exit during my first year of university. I've exited 4 times, and one of them was in the digital content publishing space when I sold Nano Publishing to the American company Excite. After my last exit 10 years ago, when we sold OLX to Naspers for 80 millions, I went on a sabbatical where I mostly invested, but I realized that I have much more impact and even fun in building. So this is why 3 years ago, I founded Contents.com. With me, there is a strong team. We are 44, so quite lean for 10 million revenue. Most of our leadership team comes from big corporations, like our CFO from EY or our sales director from Amazon. Now we are raising a bridge of 5 million. We closed in 2023 our Series B round, and now we are doing a bridge. We are proud because we are the first ever investment outside US and Canada from Thomson Reuters, the giant Thomson Reuters, and Spark Labs from Palo Alto. And so this is the chance to become our investor and shareholders of Thomson Reuters and Spark Labs. Thanks a lot for your time.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Massimiliano and Stefano. Investors, you can use the Q&A function here in the bottom line. If you have questions to the founders, feel free to do so. And I have a question to start with. I mean, what you guys achieved in just 4 years is quite impressive, honestly, and that's why we were so keen to have you on our platform. Can you spare a few more words maybe on the significance of the VCs and the lead investors you have on the cap table? You just mentioned them, and basically how you convinced them and when they entered your cap table?
Well, it's a matter of three main pillars: timing, execution, and of course, industry. We are in the right industry in the right time, and we did a pretty good execution since the beginning. We started before ChatGPT, and so we jumped on the right wave quite before the others. So now we are market leader in Europe, and so there is also we are market leader, but we are still small. So there is a very good opportunity on exit, on a trade exit on bigger players like Adobe, Salesforce, because we are small enough to be acquired.
You have 4 exits under your belt already, Massimiliano, which is...
Yeah, because I'm old. 25 years.
Super impressive. What would you consider an exit route for Contents, and what potential buyers would you see, or maybe somebody already sitting on your cap table?
Thomson Reuters could be a buyer, of course, and because they are a corporate, so it could be a buyer. We already received an offer from Accenture that we refused. Our ambitions are bigger in terms of economics, and the perfect buyer could be guys like Salesforce, Adobe, Microsoft. We are a perfect feature for them.
Right. And on a time horizon, What's your usual strategy for exits? Are you be talking 2 years, 5
We-
years, 7 years?
We would like to reach something between 25 and 50 million ARR. And in our industry, the exit could be around 10 times ARR. So the final goal is 500 million.
Got it. Very impressive. We are perfectly on time, and therefore we are switching, or we are moving from Italy north to Austria, where the next startup is domiciled, my home country. I'm based in Vienna as well. It's Brainhero, home-based neurotherapy, and presenting the CEO, Christof Goetz. Christof, please, stage is yours. And we
Right.
can't...
Yeah. I hope we see the
Yes.
see everything. Yes,
Yeah.
good. Right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm Christof. I'm the founder and CEO of Brainhero. And we're building data-driven certified neurotherapy for children with ADHD or autism. It's a therapy that is done at home, and we do this with real clinical impact. And we are in the phase of being ready to scale. So what's the problem first that we're solving? I'm also a father of a child with autism, and I have to tell you that the therapy options they really suck. So if you go in the area of ADHD in Germany and Austria, so ADHD is often diagnosed. You can see the numbers here. They are quickly put on medication, and usually that's it. But there are also, of course, therapy options, but family wait for months or years for actual therapy. And if you go for the autism area, there is almost no structured therapy program, though there's behavior therapy, there is multiple approaches of occupational therapy and speech therapy, depending on the issue the child has. So the parents are usually overwhelmed, so was I actually. Therapists are at the capacity limit, and the public centers all have waiting time. So we see in 2.5 years is kind of common, but we also saw Hamburg is about 4 years. And usually to get then a kind of a treatment that is 1 or 2 hours of therapy per week. And this is actually not sustainable to really help these children, and it's also not a scalable model because you need the therapist. And yeah, most therapies are also not really measured by their outcome. So what we built over the last years is with Brainhero is a new model. So we have a home-based system. It's based on neurofeedback technology. It's certified under the hardest medical device regulation we have ever had. This is the EU medical device regulation. And we are very proud that we are the only device on the market with neurofeedback technology that has really claims that are certified under this regulation. So we combine this approach with a structured therapist support and clinical tracking. So we validated this model with a direct-to-consumer model with over 200 families. So we didn't just build tech, so we did the whole area around this. So with a clear onboarding, we have training for these partners, we have structured therapy materials that we give them. We have clinical tracking, and we use clinical validated measurements for that. So there are special tools like Swan or iTex that are used to measure the symptom improvement of these children. And there's also a guided plan to treat then more children without lowering the quality of the therapy. So we built that blueprint. It's now implemented, and we have 13 partners in Austria, in Germany, across 5 regions. And now it's basically the time to scale. Looking at our clinical data, so we see an impact and clinical effect of in 80% of the children with ADHD, and we have 90% of the children with autism. Some first clinical benefits can be reached after 3 months of training, and the full impact is reached after 6 months of training. That equals what you can see here with these 20 hours. That is 20 hours of training as the 6 months of neurotherapy at home. The units that we have are, it's important that you train in short units, usually 3 times a week minimum. And our data shows that the impact of the clinical benefits happens best when you do the training early in the evening hours. And you do minimum in a week of 45 minutes and 3 sessions to generate this impact. Over the time, we really worked also the dropouts from the patients we have. So we are at the moment below 15% dropout rates. So they're just children who don't want to finish that training. So we see that that we are now really good with this. So based on many medication, this is far higher. And now it's the time to enable therapists and therapy centers to scale this using this approach. So how does the business model work? So we charge per patient per month. It's 180 euros, including VAT, so 150 euros net. And the therapy charges for Brainhero 380 euros per patient per month. The time that this therapist needs is about 1.5 hours per patient per month. So it's actually a good kind of additional income that can generate with this, and that can actually treat up to 3 times more patients with the same amount of people. So it's really a changer in terms of having more access to therapy that really works, and that can combine it also with the existing therapy. So what are we approaching? We have 3 types of customers that we are dealing with. There are independent therapists. So we have a couple of centers here listed up. They have usually sales cycles of 2 to 3 months before they get actually hooked up. And they need another 2 to 3 months to scale. The scale potential is about 6 to 12 patients they can do. So it's usually 1 or 2 therapists in a very small practice. Then we have therapy centers. So also some examples here that take a bit longer for the sales cycle. Scale up is of course higher. So we have, for example, Bremen. We're approaching now by the end of August 15 patients, but it's basically a higher scale, of course, that you can do with these centers. And then we have institutions and cities. So currently we have Johannesstift Berlin. That's an institution in Berlin. They're having about 500 children who are affected. We're running a pilot phase now until early autumn before we actually want to reach out. And the target here is that we will serve then 40 patients or more with this client. But we're also talking to the city of Vienna. We're also talking to the city of Aschaffenburg, because all these kind of mental challenges for these children have become really issues in the public health system and also with the cities, and I want to make really a difference here, especially Vienna actually. Right, so in terms of money, where do we stand? So we are currently below our target, but we have in June bid 3,500 euros MRR. We want to reach by the end of August 8,000 euros. By the end of the year, our goal is between 25 and 30K MRR, and we want to reach this with the existing partners we have. We have currently 1 institutional pilot, we have 4 therapy centers, and we are at 10 individual therapists, but there are actually more coming on in July. So we are constantly doing more outreach to scale more up. So we see the scaling readiness phase is something that we do until the end of August, and then when the school starts, so we saw that with the B2C approach, when the school is starting, then the demand is rising. So we have usually high demand in September and October. This is where all the parents are looking for the therapy. There is another peak then in between January and March. So basically the second part of the school season, where the feedback of the teachers came and say, oh, we need to do something with focus, we need to do something with attention, or with other kind of issues, or even impulsive behavior that these children have. Right, team-wise, alongside me is Dr. Jose Guzman. He worked in multiple institutions, and he's a brilliant scientist. So he's doing all the work on improving the therapy, showing the impact, and also is helping regulation to demonstrate the impact that we're having to regulatory. Myself, I'm involved in the sales and strategy. We have Christine, who's doing the quality management. Christian is doing the hardware production because we have a hardware element in this. We're looking at the moment for an account manager to help scale up these people. So this is currently not set yet, but basically this is where we are. And team-wise, of course, we are more people. We are 13 people in total at the moment, the whole team. And basically this is where we're going. Funding wise, so far we raised almost 10 million euros in funding. So we're very lucky that we also received large EU funding to really help us develop this and become really full medical. At the moment we're looking for in total at 1.4 million actually to break even. So this is the whole thing that we want to do. In this bridge round that we're raising is we're looking for so we already secured 500k. We have additional 160k that comes from existing investors. It's planned for November. We have the final payment of the EIC grant coming in. We reported and audited that first part, and we expect that to happen in September. We are applying for currently applying for a loan. It's called actually doubling of equity kind of thing. So it's an Austrian thing that we can actually, all the investment that was happening in this year, we can actually double. So for you, the deal is for every euro you put in there, we can double this with the investment. And we're also applying for another grant to actually work on this data improvement and showing basically that we can use the data that we're collecting for every patient to optimize the treatment and to generate more impact with these children. We got a tax benefit, so this is so really this campaign helps us really to invest more in marketing and sales, because we see this is just also a thing that just needs attention. So to build up an account management system so that we can properly take care of all our existing customers. Right. So why us? Why now? We are, well, Brainhero is ready. We are certified. We are tested. We have been we did our proven track record with our B2C model. The need is really big and massive. The timing is right. The model starts scaling, and we're ready to roll out. We have currently 600 devices that we can deploy, and we don't need to invent anymore. We need to grow. And if you have any questions, I'm happy.
Indeed, we have a question, Christoph. So thanks indeed. There is one question that is it possible the costs for the therapies to be covered by health insurances in Germany or no?
Currently, no. We're talking to two health insurance companies, Barmer Insurance Company. They're actually interested in helping us and getting funding, but this kind of process takes the time, and also with the Techniker Krankenkasse. Currently, there are some private health insurance who cover but this is kind of a single request, and depending on the therapists. So some therapists actually can grade an invoice that actually about 50 to 60% is covered. By the way, we found out we had cases where it was fully covered, and all these cases actually dropped out. So we found also if this is not paid by the parents, there's also seems to be not enough willingness to take this over and do this at home. So it needs to cost something.
Interesting. Okay. Can you just spare very few words, because I need to check the time on the co-investors that we have in this round, like RX Capital. So
yeah,
the Austrian people will know that, but international investors might not.
Yeah, we have basically all the main funds have invested in a round that were actually part of our cap table. So it's RX Capital. It's a fund that is very much into, well, basically the healthcare industry. We have the Exister fund that is part of the Institute of Science and Technology, which is outside of Vienna. So it's the kind of science fund related that is taking part of this. And we have an impact fund, so it's called Fair Finance, who also took part of this. alongside with all the business angels that we have in our cap table.
So science and life science related investors, institutional
Yes.
investors, VC funds in Austria are sitting on Brainhero's cap table. I should add one more point before we move on. The Brainhero round is closing on the July 15th, which is coming Tuesday. There will not be an extension because we have to close this round. So investors interested, please move fast and check out the platform. Christof, thank you very much indeed. And we move on. We move further northeast to Estonia, Tallinn, and our next startup called BBAChain, a layer 1 blockchain for real-world use cases. And I hand over to Christian. Stage is yours, Christian.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you hear me properly? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing. Well, first of all, congratulations to the previous projects. It's amazing what you're doing, what you're building. For sure, very good ideas, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be both look like a very profitable projects. And before I share my screen, oh, actually, I will screen it. I will do it now. I would like to well, put myself a little bit in the side of the people who are watching. I think it's important to understand what investors are looking for when they are seeing these kind of events or webinars, because as an investor, what you're trying to find is a project that will show you that they can multiply your money, right? And when we talk about money, when we talk about financial profit, we talk about. I like to see it in the way that we talk about energy. So when we talk about energy, it's an exchange. And I think when you put something valuable out there into the world, into society, when you give something that is useful, that financial profit comes in one way or another. And a very good example about this, and I always like to talk about it, is, for example, Elon Musk is someone who is like always in so many interviews, he has been saying that he is not interested in money, and yet all his projects are constantly focused on changing the world in one way or another. And well, he's the richest man in the world, right? So something similar is what we are doing in BBAChain. We're really trying to change the way things are done. And before I go into my presentation, I want to share with you this headline, because Elon Musk, I just mentioned it, is wanting to create a political party, a new one in the United States. And the reason of that is because I think we are getting into a point where people really need more changes in terms of what our leaders are doing for our society, for our world. So in BBAChain, we are using blockchain technology to basically attack different problems. And I said different because it's like too many. One of the problems is that the blockchains that are currently working, that we have right now at the moment, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, they are good, but they are not the best. They were created with obsolete technology, and this technology has been moving very fast, updating quite fast in the last years. So none of them are still able to reach massive adoption because they are still too slow or incapable to scale. So what we have been building in BBAChain since 2021, it's blockchain that not only allows enough speed to a low cost, but also massive adoption. This means like enough number of transactions that can handle millions. Like we are talking about any transaction that could mean, for example, financial transactions, like the same amount that banks or cards like Visa or MasterCard are able to achieve. And we are very proud to say that we have reached 100,000 transactions per second, making it one of the one of the fastest blockchains in the world and capable to scale even more. And also at the same time, we are creating an ecosystem, because when we talk about crypto, I don't know if probably a lot of people are not completely involved into this, but there is a massive gap between people who they are very good at knowing what they are doing with like trading and exchanges and buying crypto or not, buying Bitcoin, for example, and people who have no idea. So we are trying to close that gap. We are trying to make crypto to be used as easy as someone who can open a bank account app, and then just manage it. We are doing this to allow not only young generations to be part of this new world, but also to allow older generations like grandmas and grandpas to be able to get involved in this new world. And besides that, we are managing a very important innovation, which basically the reason I mentioned Elon Musk creating his own political party at the beginning, is because we think it's time for the people to actually be able to decide to vote. And the only way to do this is by bringing elections into the blockchain. Why? Because it's something that is transparent, it's fast, like bringing elections to the blockchain will allow us to actually vote in perfect time, and our vote will be live for everyone to see it, for everyone to have the information in real time, no matter where you are, no matter if you're at the beach, no matter if you're on the other side of the world, no matter anything. One of the best democracies in the world is Switzerland, and the reason they are one of the best is not only because they can choose their leaders, but it's also because they can choose what the leader decides to do in terms of like national issues. So I think it's time for the world to be able to participate in that. And in order to do that, if you think about it, we are not really choosing our leaders. They put two people, and then we have to choose one of them, and then they just decide whatever they want to do. No one is asking the people from America or from Europe if we want a war or not, if we should send weapons or not. No one. But this could be changed, and we want to make it change. We want to make it possible by bringing the technology that we already have, which is blockchain technology, into elections, into politics, so people can start having a vote from their phone. Simply, leaders can send a poll that can be answered in real time, without any problem. So these are the solutions that we are bringing, and we are tapping into a $1 trillion market only with blockchain technology. We're talking about competing in the crypto market with big players like Solana, Ethereum, Sui, like the biggest blockchains. And we are completely sure that our blockchain is already way better in terms of technology than all these players. We are also tapping in another market, which is the decentralized finance, which is removing the banks from the equation. And the reason is not because we have anything against banks, but we know that sometimes we have seen through history that banks sometimes, not sometimes, actually most of the time, they have their own interests. So the best way to manage your own wealth, your own assets, is by having full control. So DeFi is part of our ecosystem too. And when we talk about national elections, we are talking about billions in market. Just only in 2020, United States spent more than $15 billion in elections. So with government contracts, we can actually bring a part of this into our company in order to facilitate that these elections will be faster, will be more efficient, and will be way cheaper. So this is basically all our products. And when I say all our products, it's just our entire ecosystem. And besides that, which is basically the ecosystem is mostly related to finance and crypto, and we are integrating AI. The idea of doing this is to help people to have a real-time assistant that is telling you what to do, how to do it, or if you require and if you have any questions, you can have like real solutions in the meantime. And at the same time, if you are interested in investing, or if you are interested in saving or sending assets to different parts of the world, whatever it is, you have an assistant that is constantly guiding you and making things easier for you in a very intuitive platform, which is the reason why we are connecting every product through our blockchain. This is something that no other crypto or no other crypto company has done yet. It's like they have very good solutions, but every company has a different one. And then if someone wants to put everything together, they have to mix them, they have to bridge them, they have to try to put the parts together. And it works if you are savvy and if you are like good with tech, but if you're not, it's completely very, very difficult, and it's not really practical. So this is our products. Our revenue stream comes from basically every transaction happening in the blockchain, from all the platforms that we will have, plus from any obviously also government contracts base of the blockchain based elections, and also revenue, because what a blockchain allows is that other companies can also come to the blockchain and create their own project, their own platform using the network. So it's like we are opening basically a super fast network for anyone to use it. And from those transactions, it comes also profit. So when we compare it to basically other players, we are talking about yearly profits of billions of dollars. If we consider, for example, Binance or Crypto.com or any other crypto exchange, we are tapping into taking a part of that market, and that's what we want to do. And our achievement so far is basically we already launched the mainnet, which is the blockchain, the part that allows to bring everything together. We already launched part of the ecosystems, the wallet, the token generator, which makes it easy for other people or companies to create their own platform, their own business in the blockchain. We already launched our coin, and we have already sold successfully more than 5,000 validator packages. A validator is basically a piece of digital computing that helps to validate transactions in the network to make it safer, faster, and functional. We have a community of more than 60,000 active users in more than 30 countries. And we have already created different partnerships with other crypto projects, also with AWS, Amazon. We are already talking with the team of El Salvador, and also with the team, some people in the government of Switzerland, to see the possibility to start putting this idea in the eyes of the government, so they can be the first countries to become the pilot when the platform for the elections is ready. So our visions is basically, we are continuously working on development. We are continuously working on building and growing the community. And
Christian, sorry to interrupt you here, but we need to be a bit mindful of the time.
Yes.
We're already at 45.
this is all what I want to say. That's the vision, and well, we are basically working on development, and now we are promoting to the community. That.
All right, got it. I don't see questions from the audience yet, but we do one short question, please short answer, because it's a crypto topic and not everybody's familiar with. So I'm gonna do the grandma test with you. How would you, in very few 2 to 3 sentences, explain what you guys are doing to my grandma?
Yeah. So the problem with crypto is that when someone wants to start using it, they don't know where to start. They don't know, first you have to change dollars or euros into crypto, and then crypto, you have to move it to a wallet, like so many steps. So we are trying to put everything together in one app with a very nice, intuitive interface that will make it so easy for you to just press 1 or 2, 3 buttons, and then you will be able to either send some money, just like banks do it right now. If you have a bank app, it's quite easy to send money, to ask for money, to get your information. And so we are working and putting the whole ecosystem into bringing all those pieces into one tiny interface that will make it very easy for anyone to use it.
Thank you very much indeed, Christoph. And in the interest of time, we move on, and we move geographically further down southeast to our home country, Romania, and we have Diana presenting Bankata. Diana, stage is yours.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Super. I'll start sharing my screen. Okay, can you hear? You can see my screen, right?
Works, yes.
Everyone, thanks for your time and for bearing with me until the end. Hopefully, last but not the least. So I'm here to talk to you about finances and banking and money as well. So unless you're a high net worth individual right now with your bank and having a personal finance manager, you're probably right now getting a little bit underserviced, and you're not necessarily being met with for all of your needs. So we have here two very, very different people. One is married with kids, rents an apartment. The other one is actually unmarried, single, no kids, and owns his own apartment. But these two people, believe it or not, they're probably going to receive the same products from their banks. They're going to be offered for a loan. They're going to get an insurance product from their bank and probably some mutual funds. And the main reason why this happens is because even though banks have spent millions of euros trying to improve their systems and to have more functional CRM and better targeting of their customers and all sorts of stuff like that, their focus is mainly on for which customer it's each product suitable for, instead of actually thinking of the customer and what the customer needs at the end of the day. So the problem that we're fixing right now is the fact that the wealth gap is widening. And it's a very frustrating challenge because the rich are becoming richer because they have personalized advice about their financials and their products and everything that they need to start using in order to get wealthier, while the average Joe that works with a bank and has an office manager that helps him, they only get whatever the bank is trying to push. Without any kind of expert advice in financial products, building wealth is overwhelming and it's time consuming, and a lot of products have a lot of fine print which are very difficult to understand for people outside of the financial industry. And of course, the trust in the old financial institution is declining because people are starting to realize that their needs aren't met. And our solution is wealth management for all type of approach through digital access to investing and personalized recommendations. You get independent reviews on the entire market. You see every product and what it's suited for, and you can actually choose from multiple products outside of your bank. And of course, the popularity of DeFis and independent fintechs is on the rise, and people would rather use a Revolut than go to a traditional bank just because it's more user friendly. And this is how we actually help people get better for their get more for their money. So through our app, you have an integrated view of all of your accounts, and you can see exactly how much you've spent on each product category, most popular product categories such as groceries, travel, gas, petrol, things like that. And you can compare whatever you've spent this week with previous week, this month with last month. And we do this once you start adding your accounts. You can do this for the past year, and of course, moving forward. You can apply for different kind of financial products. If, for example, you need a mortgage, you can go to our app and you can see all the mortgage offers available in the market, and you can rank them based on your personal needs. And what we plan on doing is actually we are planning on predicting the future in terms of your finances, because we are going to, the app is going to know everything that subscriptions that you have, the rent that you pay, the mortgage that you pay on each month. So next month, we're going to be able to tell you that, look, this month you're going to earn a lot more than the previous months, because I don't know, you have your bonus coming in and you have extra money to invest. Or be careful, you've paid for your vacation last month and you might not have enough money this month, so you need to cut down a little bit of on your spending. So we are going to be able to show the individual a budget that is usually available for large companies, but would help you in your own terms better manage your finances from month to month. And we're also going to have tailor-made product recommendations. So for example, if you spend a lot on Starbucks, we're going to tell you, look, there's a credit card that offers a 10% rebate on Starbucks, so you actually can earn this much money every month just by using a credit card that you haven't thought of. The app is already live. It's on. It's available for Android and iOS. You can connect and view all of your bank accounts in one single app. You can choose which currency. So actually, it's not just available in Romania. It's available all across Europe, and you have users from everywhere in Europe. Because right now is the only app where you can actually connect an account from Romania with an account from the UK and another one from France, and we are going to create an overview of your budget based on all of your accounts across all of those countries. So you get a weekly report, and you can start using savvy instruments to help you better manage your money, like compounding interest calculator, mortgage calculator, and all sorts of other calculators that help you with this. In the app, we have split everything into three major pillars. So there's a learning opportunity where you have all sorts of content that is related to current events in economics, or is related to savings or investing, and teaches you how to open an investment account and things like that. But we also, you can shop for new products, as I've mentioned, and you can open an investment account. We have dedicated offers with partners like Saxo Bank, Investimental, where you get credits for that cover your transaction fees, and you can also manage your money. So you're going to be able to transfer money, to see exactly what you're budgeting, to see exactly where your money is going. And we will help you in your financial journey. So right now we have more than 350K users on yearly on our app. We have more than 100 articles published and more than 38K monthly visitors on the website. Right now, we only monetize the website. The app is free of charge, so anyone can download it and can start adding accounts. In terms of the app, it's just an MVP. It's not a full product, and we are hoping to add a lot more features to it. That's why it's free of charge right now, and we are going to start monetizing it soon. you can apply for products, and we have more than 55K people that have applied for products, and more than 1.5 million euro sales in credit products, mortgages, personal loans, and credit cards. We have 10K app installs on iOS and Android. The app has not been marketed in any way so far. You only have a pop-up whenever you go to the website, and that's how we've gotten all the users so far. You have more than 300 products to choose for, and 40 countries where the app is available. We've actually, from all those 10K downloads, I think we have people from 22 countries, different countries, that have added accounts, not just from Romania. As I've mentioned, the app and everything that we have right now live is an MVP, and we're not monetizing yet. We want to start adding more features to the app to make it more useful to our users. And shortly, you're going to be able to manually label your transactions for a more tailor-made budgeting and pre-qualify loan customers. So everybody is going to be able to get a loan directly through our app, because most of the users right now, for example, if you bank with ING, you're going to go to your ING officer for a mortgage because it's a very complex product and it's not as easy accessible to everybody. But that doesn't mean that ING has the best offer in the market. Actually, there are a lot of banks that offer, I don't know, maybe 1%, 1.5% interest rate less than ING, and that has an impact not just on what you pay for the loan, but also on the loan amount that you qualify for. So if you get a better interest rate at this point, you can access a bigger amount. And aside from that, having the pre-qualification done on our platform is in the benefit of the customer, because every time you go to a bank and apply for a loan, and if you get rejected, your credit score drops. So applying through an intermediary, we are not going to hit your credit bureau in such a way that your credit score is going to drop, because we only do one hit and we show you all the available offers that you qualify for. We are going to add a global view of investments, so you can see all of your investment products, and even we're looking at an integration. We're already in discussions with a partner, and we're looking at integrating an investment account, so you have a seaming view of your investments from the Bankata app, so you don't have to log into a different app and learn a new infrastructure and try to navigate through that. And usually investment apps are a little bit more complicated for the user, and we're going to try to make it more easy to apply and to buy stocks. You're going to get a personalized debit card. You're going to be able to send and receive money effortlessly, and the instant in-app bank loan, where we connect to the infrastructure of the bank. So I'm being mindful of the time, sorry. So you're going to be able to get the loan instantly from whichever bank in the market without actually having to go into that infrastructure. We are right now a team of actually 7 people. These are just the 4 main ones. I have done the same kind of business in Singapore, where I worked for Brainhero as an employee. I was managing business development. When I first joined the team, we secured 40 million from JP Morgan. A year after that, we secured 50 million from IFC, and now the company is listed on NASDAQ as of last year. So I know a little bit about how price comparison works and budgeting apps. My COO and co-founder has been working in the wealth management industry for more than 15 years. Mihai has been working in digital marketing. He's managed multiple projects in the financial industry. And Andrei, which is the co-founder of ATA Systems as well, is our tech advisor and acting CTO. And we've been developing everything within the app with ATA and ATA's infrastructure. We're looking to raise between 350K to 500K as a convertible loan. Most of the funding is going to go to expansion because we're looking at launching more markets. We're already available in Spain, and you can get a mortgage in Spain using your incoming from Romania or Poland or Czech Republic or whatever. We're going to help you to get a mortgage in Spain, marketing and product development. This is all.
Okay, Diana. Thank you very much indeed. We are running out of time. There's just one question that I would like you to answer, and that is, what do you think are your biggest advantages in comparison to Revolut app, for example? What do you offer and Revolut does not? Please short answer because we are running out of time.
It's the thing that I've mentioned, the fact that in Revolut right now, if you want to see a budget, you're going to see it only on your Revolut account and whatever you've done in the Revolut app, but or on the Revolut account. We compare all of them. You can have Revolut, you can have NN, you can have ING, and we're going to show you a budget for all of those accounts, and not just in Romania, everywhere within Europe. And the same as Revolut, if you open a trading account with Revolut, then you're going to go to a third party. We're going to do the same, but not just one third party. We're going to give you 4 or 5 third parties so you can choose the best cost that is suitable for you.
All right.
I also have one question for Diana. Hi, Diana. So can you explain a bit how does Bankata make money?
So
Meaning
right
what are
now,
the main revenue channels for you?
sure. Right now, every customer that applies for a loan product or investment product through Bankata, we make money from the provider. That's one source of income. We also do marketing, especially for banks, and we get a flat fee. We host financial seminars in companies and for individuals, and we get a fee from there. And we also monetize our podcast.
That's cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
It wasn't mentioned in the presentation, but right now we are at around 7K euros per month MRR, and we're probably looking at 70K annual revenue this year.
Brilliant. Thank you, Diana.
That's awesome.
And now we come to the part where I please invite all the founders to lock themselves off. Thanks indeed for the interesting pitches. And interested investors who might have questions deal related that they don't want to ask in front of the founders can please stay